Für-Elise by Ludwig van Beethoven is one of the most popular pieces ever written. Today I'm going to give you 6 different tips on how to play Für-Elise beautifully and musically. Before we begin, I want to encourage all of you once again to subscribe to Learn and Love Music. We'd like to have you back again. So let's get started with Beethoven's Für-Elise. Number 1, I like to keep a beautiful, gentle pulse once every measure. The time signature is 3/8, so 1, a 2, a 3, a 2, a 2, a 3. So I actually count measures when I practice a piece like this. So for example, if I did this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. It gives it a beautiful flow. A lot of students sometimes play it and they try to bring out every beat. We want to have that feeling of flow. And for you younger students, learning how to count aloud when you're practicing is really important. Tip number 2, always play legato when you have those beautiful phrases. Everything has to be connected. So you'll note that when Beethoven has legato marks, all of those first 7 notes have to be completely connected. And he even has the legato marks going from the left hand. So we have accompaniment, melody, accompaniment. What I do is I actually make it seem like the left hand is passing off into the right hand. That's exactly what Beethoven wrote there. He wrote a long phrase line from the bass clef up to the treble clef. Throughout the piece, follow those phrase lines. It's what makes this piece beautiful. Tip number 3, don't panic when you get to the 3rd page, the middle section. This is the hardest part of the piece. I remember when I was young and I played this piece, this page kind of scared me because of all the 32nd notes in it. But stay calm and play piano espressivo as Beethoven wrote, but especially when we get to the faster notes, don't get louder, get softer. Let them sort of scintillate and be beautiful. So this section is light, no faster than that. Just keep everything nice and calm, and it will make a nice contrast to the flowing legato of the first section and the 30 seconds in this passage. But never panicked. Tip number 4. When Beethoven goes from section to section, he has these little bridge sections with 2-note phrases. So we have phrase. So play those. I like to not only play them beautifully, but take a lot of time. He writes poco ritardando, and always think down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So it not only sounds beautiful, but it looks beautiful in the way you do the phrasings. So you do down, up. Whenever I do those phrases, rule number 1, don't use your thumb. The fingers actually provide a much better, in that passage I use 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3. And don't hurry. It's actually a very nice effect that Beethoven uses to bridge the sections. Tip number 5, go for the drama when you get to the 3rd different theme, which is near the end. It has an ostinato, which means a repeated note, in the left hand, and we have this. Of course, I change fingers, as you probably should. Some people do 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I actually like 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. But it has to sound like a timpani. It gives the music a little bit of tension here, but make sure you keep that right hand above the timpani part. We don't want to hear that loud, so trick in this section is making sure you play super legato, very smooth in the right hand, and very pointed and timpani-like in the left hand. And tip number 6. When you get to the end, we have these arpeggios. And most of you, when you learn arpeggios, we learn, for example, on an A minor arpeggio scale, that's what this is, we would learn 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 5. But Beethoven writes a different fingering here. He does 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2. That's the fingering that I use. Some editions have 1, 2, 3, but I love that 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4. It's much, much smoother. So we do 2, 4, 2, 4. It's a much more lyrical, kind of a connected sound than using your regular 1, 2, 3 fingering for arpeggio. So those are 6 tips on how to play Beethoven's Fur-Elise beautifully. So let's get started with the performance of this masterpiece.